Hey guys, it's Allison here, and today I'm going to talk to you about girl stuff. If you're not comfortable wanting to listen to all the stuff that involves girls or anything, exit out now. Or if you're uncomfortable hearing this from someone you don't know, or you may know, whatever, exit out now. So I could tell you ahead of time. But yeah, girls, I'm here to talk about your period. A lot of people might be uncomfortable. And I mean, I get it. It's uncomfortable when someone else knows about it and they're talking about it. That's uncomfortable. But when it's you, it's not really that uncomfortable. So, I don't know. A lot of people are just uncomfortable with the topic. Some have their period and still uncomfortable. Some are don't know what a period may be. Well, I mean, they probably do by now. I was 12, but I'm actually going to tell you the story of when I feared tampons. And I don't now. I'm 18. Well, yeah, when I was 12, I got my period. So I used nothing but tampons. And they had to have wings. Like, that was the thing. I was so picky about it, they had to. Um, well, last week, yeah, about last week, I was at my friend's house. And I knew she used tampons and stuff like that. So, I was so scared of tampons because I'd try by myself in the bathroom and I probably wasn't doing it right because I could not get any of it in. Like, I could not do it. So, I mean, I was looking online and they said try to find your hole and stuff like that. Now, that's a little awkward to discuss, but so I tried, I found it, but I was paranoid. I was getting myself scared. Little did I know I was getting myself scared for literally nothing. So, I was at my friend's and I am now dating this guy and I was hanging out with him and I started feeling uncomfortable while wearing pads because they were bulky and it felt like a diaper and stuff like that. Um, so I was sitting on her bed and I'm like, could you like guide me through this? I do want to learn. Every time I'm alone and I do it, I freak myself out. So it could be awkward, but we went into the bathroom and she was talking to me and guiding me through it. She was telling me you gotta bend your legs this way and all that stuff. It took three tampons to actually do it right though, because the first two I did not get in far enough. So it was a little awkward, but you know what, it wasn't at the same time because it's like we're friends. She's one of my best friends. She's been doing that for years. She knew what she was doing. She gave me the guidance that I couldn't even get from my mom. Like I Okay, I'm 18 and this is going to sound really lame, but I've never really known anything about tampon usage. Like, I knew it went up you, but the thought of something just being inside of you, just not, it just grossed me out. I'm still a virgin. I'm scared to have a penis inside of me. My God. Like, yeah, that was a little too much maybe for some of you. I'm sorry. But teenagers, preteens, like 12-year-old and up, I wouldn't really suggest when you first get your period, I'd suggest like just wearing pads. I mean, I was 12, I wasn't dating at that time. So, I didn't really care. Um I didn't really care for tampons when I was 16 either. I didn't care. I just wore pads and just whatever. But now I'm 18 and I feel like a big girl because I was so freaked out over nothing. Like, literally, it was nothing because it we were in the bathroom. So I'm like, oh my god, oh my god. I did have her make sure I put it in right. First one, no, because it ended up falling out, so it wasn't in far enough. Second one, the same thing happened. Then she came and was like, who knew something so simple would be so hard? And I'm like, I'm making it hard. I know, I'm sorry. It scares me. She's like, don't be scared, Allison. It's so normal. Well, I finally got it. Now I know how to actually insert a tampon. I got it in, and she's like, you gotta walk around, make sure it's comfortable. So I'm like, okay. So I walked around the bathroom, blah, blah, blah. It was comfortable. I mean, it was when I was walking. So the next day, I was at school. If it hurts, like, really bad, it's probably safe to take it out, like, ASAP. I was in science class and I couldn't even sit down because it was hurting. And I'm like, I think I put it in wrong if it's hurting, because it does feel really weird. Like, oh my god, something's actually inside my vagina. Like, it's scary and it's weird and it feels uncomfortable, but it should not hurt. So, I had, changed it. I had to go down to the nurse, and I got some from the nurse. I must have changed, I mean, some tampons you really shouldn't change, but I kept changing and changing, like, throughout the day, because I was, like, paranoid. Because it was, like, my official first day with it. Like, now, I wear pads, yeah. I wear tampons throughout the day, and through the night, I wear pads. So, it is a little awkward to actually have something down there, and you know, the string just sticking out, which it is weird, and it's a little uncomfortable. Shouldn't hurt much. I mean, for some people maybe it does, because every woman down there is a little different, so it could hurt, but honestly, you'd get used to it. Like me, I'm still not used to it, because you know, I wore it the final 2 days of my period. And I have my period for 5 days. So finally I got the courage to use it. Now I'm going to, you know, I know how to use it, and I'll use it throughout the 5 days. Sorry, I'm a little tired. But, it's not really scary. I mean, it is, but once it's done, it's like, oh, I just got scared for nothing. I want to thank my best friend, because she helped me. She helped me through it, which is something I couldn't even get my mom to do. And one night, like, when I tried to do it myself, like I said, I'd psych myself out. Well, I'd scare myself, if that makes more sense. I'd just scare myself and be like, ew, something's going inside me, it's going to hurt, blah, 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 you know. It doesn't, really. I mean, the thought of something inside you, and I keep saying this over, and I'm sorry, but it is weird. But it's something you do get used to. It is uncomfortable when you're in gym class and you're wearing a tampon for the first time throughout the day, and you have to do the, it's the mechanical bicycle thing. So you're sitting there, and it's weird because your butt and part of your vagina is going a little numb. At least mine does. And you can't feel anything but the tampon. And I'll tell you, that's uncomfortable. That's the most uncomfort I've had in, well, forever. And so, yeah. Technically, that's the story of getting over my fear of using tampons. I know there are people who are young, like 10 years old. People are 9 years old and getting it. Sorry again. People are 9 years old and getting their period. At 9 years old, you really don't understand fully what it really is, unless you go to a school or your parents are very open about the subject. So, I mean, a lot of kids, teenagers per se, are not comfortable asking their parents for advice or, I'm sorry, I'm really tired. Or, like, just talking to them in general about anything. Some girls are nervous because they don't really have mother figures in their life. They only have father figures. So it's a little difficult to ask, be like, Dad, can you go to the store and buy me pads? Dad, can you go to the store and buy me tampons? Odds are some dads will, because if you're a single parent and there's not a mother figure, you kind of have to be both roles, the mother and the father. So yeah. That's what's awkward. But you know what? I can ask my dad. And, I mean, of course, I'll be like, hey, Dad, I need this. I'll text his girlfriend and be like, these are the kind I have. Girls, I keep yawning. I'm so tired. This is so weird. I'll tell you what. If you're not comfortable talking to your parents, and one day you're just going through YouTube channels and getting on this, I hope mine comes up. I will, I'm pretty open about anything. Literally, you can sit there and ask me any question, and I'll just say it like it is. I'll be open about it. It could be right away, a complete answer, or it could just be wait a few weeks, because sometimes I'm not necessarily at a computer like I am today. So, yeah. Girls, if you're starting out on your period, menstrual cycle, whatever you prefer to call it, your cycle, thingamabobber, Bloody Mary, anything like that, I don't know. I usually say my Aunt Mary is coming to visit, because Bloody Mary, and yeah. Or, it's that time of the month, or Mother Nature is coming for me, or Mother Nature gave me my gift today, and it's not what I want. But girls, if you're starting out, use pads. Say if you're 10 years old, 9 through 12-year-olds, use pads. I'd say U by Kotex is actually pretty amazing. And if you're like, teenagers use tampons because when they get older, they play sports and stuff. So that's why. I don't really. I suggest you do the tampon thing when you're comfortable with it. Like, don't do it when you're really not that comfortable. Like, you're a teenager, it's a little awkward. And if you're by yourself, you freak yourself out a lot. Because you wonder, am I going to put it in the right hole? Or anything like that. I use U by Kotex tampons. Girls, when you're at that age and you're using tampons and you have a heavy flow, use Super. It's not that they're bigger. It's the fact that they hold more. And it's also amazing because in the summertime, with school getting ready to get out, a lot of teenage girls have their period and they want to swim every single day and they can't because of their period, but now you can when you have a tampon in. But if you're not comfortable wearing a tampon, stick to pads until you are. That's just what I say. You got to be comfortable. It is strange the first time. But, you know, you are lucky if you have a great friend that's going to sit there and help you through it. Buying pads for the first time. I can talk about that. I had to go to Sheetz to buy it. And luckily it was walking distance because I really didn't feel like moving too much that day. But it was walking distance. And it was the first time I actually had to go by myself to buy them. And I was a little embarrassed because I'm like, there's a lot of people here. Like, oh my God. Now, I don't care because I see when I like have to buy that stuff by myself, I don't care now because I see like guys and girls together. It's like, hey, if they're together and living together or something, or they have kids together, obviously the guy knows that the girl has her period, and maybe sometimes he has to go buy them for her. So, yeah. Or your boyfriend, you tell your boyfriend you really want chocolate, and he just ends up getting a big bag of freaking Snickers. That's when you know you got someone good. Like my boyfriend did that for me. Like, yeah. Anyway. But yeah, buying them for the first time is embarrassing. Now, I've been doing it for years, so it's not really that embarrassing. So let's see. I was 12. 6 years. That seems like a while. So I do have a little sister, and I talked to her about it. I'm like, Savannah, whether or not, you know, you want it, it's going to happen eventually. She's 10, so she's getting at that age where it can come really any moment now. And I'm scared for her, but I know if she doesn't really want to tell dad or mom or anything, I think she knows I'm here. So, my boyfriend just texted me. Sorry, anyway. But, yeah, I suggest when your first year, just use pads. You know, being young, it's a little weird. And hey, I'm young, but now I can, you know. I always said I wouldn't do certain things until I was 18 because then I'd be an adult and blah, blah, blah. Well, I never wanted to wear a tampon. I wanted to try, but I never got to. And one day I freaked out on my mom because I told my mom I wanted to because I wanted to swim. And I think I was about I think I was going on 13. She chucked him in the house, and she was gonna put it in because I didn't know. And I literally was bawling my eyes out. I'm like, I don't want anything inside of me. I don't want anything. And now I'm just like, that wasn't so bad. Like, all those years. Wow. But yeah, so that's the tampon story. So, like I said, it is embarrassing when you first buy your womanly things. It's embarrassing to talk about sometimes. To me, I can talk about anything. Yeah, I mean, I could sit there. It is embarrassing. And I can repeat myself over and over. But the whole world, I mean, every single woman gets their period. Guys go through their things too. Now, you know what? If I was in a world where a guy got his period, I think we'd all be happy. Because let's face it, us women can agree that when we have our period, we're moody and we don't like it. We just want to sit there and curl up in a ball because of cramps and all that shit. So, you know, I don't think I'm the only one that wishes a guy can literally have their period. But women get it, not men. Women have to go through a lot of things that men don't. Men have to go through things that women don't. But I think it's harder to be a woman. Well, I don't know. I think it's just hard because of all the emotions that you have. You know, being a man, you gotta provide for the house and shit like that. But I think if a man had his period, I think he'd understand a lot more. That's how I think. Now, young girls, okay, when you're about 10 years old, maybe 12, and you got your period, and Your parents need to know. If you don't want your father knowing, and you do have your mom, or any female figure, whether it's your friend's mom or whatever, tell them, ask them if they could get you stuff, your womanly things. And yeah, don't be ashamed, because every woman gets them. Every woman has to go through it. Now, if there's a woman out there that doesn't, I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know if I could, I don't know. If I hadn't gotten my period, I'd be kind of worried. Like, I remember asking the doctor when I was getting my period, because all my friends had it. I wanted it so bad. Literally a day later, I got it. After he was telling me, and it was a guy, so yeah, and I asked in front of my grandmother, because she kind of knew I was thinking it. He's like, you can get it now, you can get it when you're 16, you can get it when you're 18, you can get it when you're 21, anything. And I'm like, I don't want to wait till I'm 21. Yeah, and then a day later I got it, and I was like, nope, not what I wanted. Never mind. But now I can't take it back, because it's there for life. Well, I think. Until you hit menopause or something. But yeah, that is the tampon story, and I should end this video now because I could just keep going on. So make sure you're comfortable with using tampons when you go to use it for the first time. Make sure you understand yourself, your downward area. And don't be ashamed of wearing pads or tampons. Like, it's normal. Totally normal. If you're like, I don't really want to go into the tampon yet, then don't. Wait till you're officially ready. So there you go. And like I said, you can literally ask me anything. Like, I don't care what it is. I'm an open book. Ask me personal questions. Of course, I'll answer it. It doesn't matter what kind of questions they are. Allison is an open book and will talk about anything. Yeah. Some may say that's a bad thing because I sometimes have no filter. But you know what? I don't give a shit. So, hands down, I promise, I will talk about anything if you need it talking to. People may not feel right wanting me to do a video on YouTube or anything like that, but if there are people out there who get like that, you know, you could always find my email, ask me for it, or whatever, and we could just email and talk. You're a girl, you're a guy, I don't care. Guys, you could be like, what do I do when my girlfriend is on her period? And I'll tell you, if she likes chocolate, buy her lots of chocolates. If she loves chocolate, buy it for her so she lasts at least. You know, some people can have it for 3 days, some people can have it for 5 days, some people can have it for a week. That's 7 days. So you know what? Just get enough chocolate. And don't try not to piss her off too much. I don't know. So yeah. But anyway, thanks for spending your 23 minutes and 50 seconds with me. Oh, wait. Let's just go to 24 minutes. And I'm going to end this video now. So thank you. Bye.